Alright, and we should be live. So today we're going to be continuing our work on the to-do app. And hopefully get local storage implemented as well as styling. And then honestly by the end of today's stream we should be finished. We should be finished, the to-do app. Maybe, hopefully. Yeah, so let's just open up the terminal. JS TS code. Okay. So we gotta implement local storage. So it's local storage dot set item and then get item. So let's basically what we're gonna want to do is we want to store the contents of the to-do manager. So we want to store this projects list, right? So that's what we need to do. And then I need to have a some sort of function within the to-do manager to update the local storage, right? So to save and load. So we'll do like const load local. Yo, what's up, Dev? How are you? Load storage, maybe, or what? How should I do this? Load projects. Load to do. I don't know how to do this. I don't know what to name it. Oh, I need to start the timer too. I forgot about the timer. I'm pretty good. Can't complain. Saturday. Alrighty. What do I want to call this? I'll just say load content, maybe. Load to-do content. And then save to-do content. Right? So we should probably actually write the save logic first, I think. Right? Oh, wait. Oh, I copy pasted nothing. Okay. Okay, so we need to have a name for the storage, right? And I'm thinking maybe we put that in index. I could just call the storage like to do or something. I'll just say like export maybe not. Let's just call it to do. Okay. So we'll say there's a way to check whether it exists, right? Yeah, JSON dot. Okay, so we'll do local storage dot set item to do, and then JSON dot stringify the project list, right? And then we need to export these two functions, obviously. Save to do content load. Okay. So the saving should be pretty easy, and then we just have to, so we save it. And then we have to check whether there's content within, so when we load the content, we need to check if their content exists, and then if it does exist, we load it into the project list, right? Local storage, check if content exists, maybe, or something. Check if a key exists. Yeah, okay. Oh, it's literally just this. Okay. Has own property? Sure. So if local storage dot has own property to do, then we'll say that project list equals JSON dot parse local storage dot get item to do. Oh, because this could be null too. I could also just do it like this too. Whoops. I could also just check on that if this is not null. Although that's not going to work, is it? Returns the current value or null if the given key does not exist. I don't understand why this direct check. Okay, you know what we can do? We'll just say let content equal this. And then if content. I don't know if this will actually change anything. Okay, that works. Okay. So then when we do a page load, we want to, okay, so anytime we change content here from the display manager, like anytime we add a to-do project, okay, so actually we should put that in here. So add to-do item, we need to do the to-do manager as well. So anytime that we add an item or remove an item, or add a project or remove a project, we have to update we have to load or save the to-do content, I should say. So we'll save it first. So we'll do save to do content here. and then save to do content. And then I need to do that in here as well. And then save to do content. To do manager dot save to do content. And then to do manager dot save. Right. I think that's it. I think those are the only places where we actually we update state, right? And then I need to load it. I should only need to load it when the page first refreshes, right? Let's see. Local storage on page refresh or something. Oh, DOM content loaded, I see. Load from local storage, document, okay. Okay, I'll do that. I could probably do that in index.ts, right? So we'll say document.add event listener. I could just do it here. DOM content loaded. And then we could say if or let content equal local storage dot get item to do, and say if content is not equal to null, then we will load the data into to do manager. So we'll say to do manager dot load to do content. Right. Then we should also probably have a way to clear data complete. Okay, so this should work now, I think. Okay, so let's get that started. Let's do a TSC watch. And then we'll do npm run dev. Okay, so if we add a project, test. Oh no. Converting circular structure to JSON. Starting an object with constructor. Oh, wait, hold on a second. No. Starting an object with constructor to do project. Property item list. Oh, I see. It's like a circular reference. Oh, because I see why. Okay, so basically the reason why this is happening is because we have a reference to each to do item has a reference to the project it's a part of. which then has a reference to its item, and then project. So it's like it's creating a circle. I see what's happening here. So we might need a better way of referencing. Okay, so when it comes to creating items, instead of actually having our reference to the project object itself, which creates a circular reference, we might want to just reference the project ID and store that as a string in the item, right? So I think we'll refactor it to do that, I think. I think that works. All right, so let's do a little bit of refactoring here. For how many hours am I coding? Probably 2.5 or 3. So probably till, what's like 1:30 my time, probably till like 4 o'clock my time, I would say. I'm just thinking about how to refactor this. Okay, so the project needs to be a string. And we need to refactor the to-do project as well. So we need to do this dot ID, right? And then we need to put the ID in. So this needs to be a string. And then this needs to be a string. I should call it like project ID or something. This dot project ID. What's the problem? Oh, string. I think that's it. Maybe. Let's see. And then there's probably going to be some error with. There's probably going to be some error with the display manager. Maybe not, though. Only because I feel like I don't ever access item.project, do I? I don't think so. I don't think I ever access item.project, so we actually might be fine. So we'll say if this dot item list dot includes item. Okay, yeah, and this should be fine. Okay, well, we can give it a shot anyway. Cannot read properties of undefined. Why? Oh, maybe I see. Maybe because the local storage is not empty. So you know what we'll do? We'll just do local storage. We'll get rid of the local storage for a second. On reload. Or actually, can we just write that in here? How's it going, Abror? How are you? Let's see. Okay. Okay, it seems to be working. Okay, now I need to check where the local storage is, though. I don't know how to access the local storage in the DevTools. Yeah, okay, so I see an issue here. It's due to the DOM content loaded. So I can't find the storage. Local storage read or DevTools. Oh, it's under application. Okay. On this page, you can view, add, edit, learn more. No. Ah, here it is. Okay. Okay, so the local storage is working here. But there's something undefined about it. Although, where's that happening? That's the display manager. So the display manager is trying to... Where is this happening? Update to do item display. Can I read properties of undefined? Oh, you know why? Maybe because in the load to do content for the to do manager, we might want to also update the display manager DOM, right? So we'll say display manager dot update to do project display, and I don't think that takes any arguments. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, okay. Project.add to do item is not a function. It's because it's not being loaded for some reason. Okay, so yeah, here's the content. Project ID. I actually might. Oh wait, you know what the problem is? Hold on. Because if I get the okay, let's see this. Let's try to do this. Okay, so we'll say to do manager or console log to do manager dot get project list. And then so if the project list in the object doesn't match the local storage, then we know we're having a problem. Right? So did it even print anything? No. Expression is not callable. Oh, it's just a property. Okay. Why is it not printing though? Why? Maybe because of this error. Okay, so the project list is internally being updated. Right? And then so the first one has 4 items. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I have the project list. Okay, so the project list internally is actually getting the data from local storage, which is what we want. But it's not. The display manager is fucked or something. I don't know. Update to do project display. So it doesn't like this. Okay, project.item list for each. Yeah, so it's being called from update to do item display, right? Yes, okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so then update to do item display of project, and then this isn't. So the project is a thing, and then so there's no items in the project. I see. Because this is undefined. Yeah, okay, so I think that's probably the reason. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? I'll give it a 5-minute break, and I'll think about it, but I think it's because the item list for the second element is 0, so when it tries to do for each, it's none. It doesn't work. Although it should be an empty array. But for each on an empty array might break. I don't know. It shouldn't, though. Reading display manager. Yeah, so this isn't working here. Item list. Because there's no items in there, right? So if I wrap this in like an if check to make sure that the length is at least 1, then that might fix the problem. Although we could probably also just do that. Here instead, so we can say like if project dot item lists dot length is greater than 0, then we update. Oh wait, no, it didn't. This still didn't work. Project dot item. Okay, so it doesn't even, that property doesn't even exist. Oh. I wonder if it's because when I load in the data for the to-do manager, it exists as JSON, but there's not actually project objects that exist. If that makes any sense. So it loads from local storage, but it doesn't actually create the objects themselves. Which is interesting. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna have to. Okay, so I see what the problem is now. So basically, what I'm gonna have to do is when I load the JSON data, I can't just stick it into the to-do manager and assume everything's good, because in the back end, the actual objects themselves don't exist. It's just JSON data. So I have to actually use the JSON data to recreate objects, right? Which is going to be a bit of a pain in the ass, but we can do that. That's fine. So that actually makes this function a lot more convoluted, but that's something that we can do. At least I think that's how this is handled, right? So, and then we can just, yeah. So we have to actually go through this. We'll actually do it like this. Although, okay, it might not be, it's fine. All right, and then we do that logic in here, right? To actually instantiate the objects. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I think that's what we can do. Right? So, all right, so let's get back to it. All right, so then we're going to have to do, because it's an array, so I can say content JSON dot for each dot array dot for each. What is the deal here? Oh, because it is a project, right? And then we'll say we have to create a project. Yeah. Okay, so that's what we'll do. So we'll say do I have a to-do project constructor for, okay, the ID needs to take in a string equals crypto.random. So I'll do that as the default. Okay, and then so we'll go through this, and then we'll say that to-do or let new project equal new to-do project. Yeah. New to-do project for project dot. I'll do project JSON. dot ID dot ID project JSON dot title project JSON dot description. What is the problem here? Oh. Okay, so we created the project. Then we have to append it to the... Well, actually, we need a setter for the... item. Actually, no, we don't. No, we don't. Because what we can do is we can just do another for each, no? Yeah. So we can do a project JSON dot item list dot for each item JSON. Right? Codex. I haven't actually seen that before, Gargus. It's nice to see me at work every day. Yeah. What is Codex? Let me just give me a second. I'll check that out in a minute. I just want to finish this train of thought. This is like a double nested for loop here, but that's fine. There's probably also a better way of doing this. We can do to do item. Right. Then we'll say let new item equal new to do item. And then we'll do item JSON dot the different parameters that we need, right? So we'll do dot ID. Wait, can I add project ID string, title, due date? Oh, I can just, no, that's fine. I can actually just use the helper function for this, right? Add to do item, yeah. I don't actually need to do it like this. I can just do project or new project dot add to do item, and then I can just do item JSON dot title, item JSON dot due date, item JSON dot priority, and that's all I need, right? Because the complete, oh, but I need the completed status as well for this function. Yeah, I need to add completed. Cool. Let's do that. And then I don't know what the problem is here. Cannot find name to do item. Oh, because I probably haven't imported it. So import to do item. There we go. Better. Item priority and then item JSON dot completed. And then we just need to append new project to the project list, right? So we'll say project list dot what is it? Push new project. And then we update the display. Right? That should do it. No. Where? Project JSON. Wait, what? Oh, because it's not, I see. Cannot read okay, cannot read properties undefined. Project JSON is not undefined. But it's a string though, or it's an array. So I'm confused why I can't access that. Because we parse the JSON. Where am I printing this? Okay, let's just get out of here. Okay, you know what? Let's take a little break. What did you say that was called? Codex? What is this? Huh. I have never heard of this before, Garcus, if you're still here. This might be worth looking into. Although, some of it seems to cost money. I don't know what that means. Club. Yeah, it's probably money that I don't want to pay. Yeah, $9.99 a month. Yeah, no. I would. Like, I could see the appeal. This looks really neat. It does look like a game. I think that's probably what they were going for, right? Huh. Are these their founders? Yeah, maybe. Oh no, they're success stories. That's cool. HTML. I don't know. I think the Odin project, like, this is definitely more guided. The Odin project, I find, is a little bit more open-ended. Like, I'm just kind of on my own for this to-do project, right? Like, I'm completely flying blind here. Okay, so that's neat. I'll definitely, like, look into that later at some point. Oh, there's a free club subscription if you're a student. That's kind of neat. That's kind of neat. Yeah, exactly, Dev. Odin is free and doesn't limit. That's true. I'm not a student anymore, unfortunately, so I'd have to pay out of pocket for that sucker. And I'm trying to save my money. But it's worth looking into, Garcus. Like, I appreciate the suggestion. I also thought about doing free code camp, but again, I don't know what it was about Odin. I just kind of thought it was good. I don't know. It was just one that I kind of landed on, right? It doesn't mean I'm necessarily against the other ones or think they're bad. I think any method of learning these skills is valid. It's just kind of the route that I happen to take, right? So, okay, so let's see. So I have a feeling the content JSON isn't no, see, it's here. Description, ID, item lists, title. Yeah. And I don't know why this for each isn't working though. Can't read properties of undefined. Do I even need this dot array then? Oh no. No. Okay, what's the problem now? Item list element. Oh no. This is gonna give me a headache. Okay. To do project.js 11. Is that the same ID as this? Yes. Okay. So it is actually being created. And then this was where? Display manager, item list element, .inner HTML. Oh, because the item list element doesn't exist yet. Where was it being called from? To do project.add to do item. Ah. This is the problem here. So what we're doing is when we're calling add to do item in here, we're trying to refresh the display before the objects are fully created. So that's part of my issue. So I actually can't add the make the thing like this. I need to actually construct the object and append it to the list. Which language am I using? I'm using TypeScript. Which is just like it's like a version of JavaScript but with static typing. It just makes things a little bit easier. It makes errors a little bit easier to track. So let's say let new item equal new to do item. We'll just use the constructor. So we'll say item JSON dot ID or dot project ID. I think that's what it was, right? Project. Yeah. Item JSON dot title. Item JSON dot due date. Item JSON dot priority. Item JSON dot completed. And then we append this new item to our item list. So we'll say that new project dot item list. Actually, although that's not really accessible, is it? We need a setter maybe. Let's add a setter for that. We'll do that. Set item lists. Or maybe like append to it. There's another way of doing this. Okay, we'll just do the setter. And then we'll just let item lists new item list equal empty, and then new item lists dot push new item, and then we will do new project dot item lists equals new item list. Oh no. To do item. No. Oh wait. Sorry, like this. That's what I want. Okay. Okay. So no errors, but we have a bit of an issue because the DOM didn't update properly. To do manager, where is this being printed? Oh, so now the content's gone. But do we still have the... Do we still have the data? Oh no, the data got wiped somehow. How did the data get wiped? Okay, so now let's... Okay, so there's the data. Uh-huh. We'll add another project. I'll make the priority like high. And then if we refresh. Almost. Okay, so it kept it. It kept almost everything. Oh, and then the... Uh-oh. It's adding to the wrong... Okay, so there's some strange behavior happening. It's kind of working. It's kind of working. But when we press add item here, and the description's getting removed somehow. Weird. ID is test. Oh, that shouldn't be right. That's not right. Okay, so there's some issues. Yeah, the properties are being set wrong. That's interesting. When I create a new project, this is weird. Okay, well, let's debug this. ID, title, description, all blank. Oh, because you know why? Maybe. Although no. To-do manager to add to-do project. Add to-do project. And then we save to-do content. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I see. Because this, we added this param, right? For the ID. So we actually might want to put that at the end. Whoops. ID string equals crypto. There it is. Now it has the right ID. Okay. Then if I delete it, then I add another one, then we do like title, description. There, okay. Add item to it. And then we add another project. Title 2, testing 1, 2, 3, 4. We add an item, delete item, change the priority, add. We do a refresh. Almost. How's it going, Gamers Radar? Okay, so we're almost there, except that now the title gets overwritten with the ID. Why? So that's happening in the load. In the loader. Here. So project.json.id. Because now that's why. Because it's in the wrong order. So project.json.id. Right. You started learning web dev 15 days ago? Right on, man. Right on. What are you using to learn? Okay, so I think I fixed it. I think the local storage is working now. That's kind of what we're doing on this. So let's say item 1. Item 1. Make like a due date of this, and then we'll make it like low. Add some more items, and then add another project, blah, 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 blah. And make this like low. Check it. Like that as well, and then we refresh. Oh, almost. For some reason this wasn't persistent, this object. What about this one? What about a new project? Okay, so for some reason only the items on the first project are saving, which is interesting. So let's see what we have here. We have an item list with project IDs, titles, and due dates. Okay, well, we'll debug that after. We'll debug that after. Yeah, because if I update the, if I change this, yeah, then it goes back. It's weird. Where is this happening? To do project JS 11. Okay, I can get rid of this guy. Yeah. Well, we can debug this. We're close. We're close. We're close to having the local storage working. So it's going all right. It's going all right. What are we on? Break 2? Yeah. 2 out of probably 5 for today. Yeah, it should be item list stuff for each. Yeah. The due date, priority, completed. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, just a second. All right. Okay. So there's something about this that isn't working. So we'll say so let's just add when we refresh, the date stays. We have our 4 items here. So it's FB and then 885. Titles list item. The date stays the same. Priority is low. The completed status gets reset. I wonder when we're saving it if that is working. So you add a to-do project. So if I change the test, I see why. Because every time we modify, so every time we, in the setters, I need to actually update, I need to save the content, right? Why am I stuck? I'm trying to use local storage to save the content for these list items, and it's not 100% working. Because if I add like a new project, like new project 1 2 3 4, then I add an item, and then I like change the name of it, and then I refresh the page, the name resets. And I know why that is, because I need to do the saving logic every time any of these fields is modified, right? So although probably not for the item list setter. So for the set title, we'll do to do manager dot save to do content. Although wait, yeah, save to do content, right? And then we can do that for the setters here as well. Set title, yeah, set. Oh, I need to import to manager. Imports to manager. Kind of a hacky fix, but that should do it. So now if I modify this, then I restart, yeah, it's persistent now. Beautiful. And then that should stay as well. Nice. Yeah, debugging time. Exactly, Marie. Yeah, we got it to work. So now I think everything's persistent. I wasn't saving the data every time I made a change. All right, so I think it's finally time to make this look not ugly. I think all of the functions are done. All of the back-end functions. So we can like now style this and make it look pretty. But so we can get rid of this horrendous look here. Yeah, CSS time. Yeah, but we're gonna make it look great. So, well, I don't know about great actually. Let me back up here a minute. It's not gonna be great. I'm just gonna make a commit to GitHub here. So we'll say add local storage functionality. Or just implement maybe. Right? Sure. You think watching me learning is fun? Well, I appreciate that. Instead of doing it yourself. I mean, it's important to do it. You do it yourself sometimes, right? But if you think watching me is fun, then I appreciate that. I don't know why, but you know, hopefully I grow more and more of a following. I mean, we've already, like, I've been doing this like a month, and I've already gotten like 100 and some subscribers, 130. So obviously people don't mind watching me. Okay. So let's get rid of all of these things here. I'm also going to need to maybe keep them open, especially the display manager more than anything else, just so that I can see what the divs are, right? Okay, so the first thing we can do is we can fix the header and the footer. So let's open up index.html. We don't need this anymore. And then we'll open styles. I'm gonna have all the styles in one folder or one file because I don't really care. Okay, so what's the first thing we want to do? We want to make this add project button. Let's look at like some inspiration, like to-do lists, designs. I tried my best to, Marie, but it's kind of tricky. I'm not gonna lie. To like exactly translate what I'm thinking into language while I'm doing it. But if you have any like specific questions, like while you're watching, like if you're like, oh, why did you do this thing? Then you can ask, and I'll try my best to clarify. Why is it tricky? I don't know. I think it's because I'm just new to doing this. Like I've never coded for an audience before. Use Tailwind, getting there. We're learning regular CSS first to build a strong foundation. I'm gonna pivot to Tailwind though when I'm ready. I'm not gonna use regular CSS forever. It's just for learning. Yeah, Marie, it's not easy. Like people think that, I don't know, maybe there's this bias that people think like YouTube is kind of like easy and like streaming is easy, but like I'm not only trying to focus on the code, but I'm also trying to read chat. I'm also thinking about the fact that there are random people all over the world watching me at the same time. So it's like, it takes up like more mental energy than at least I thought, but it's good though, because I want to share my process. And I'm going to get, and as I've done this for the last month, like I've gotten more and more used to it. Like at the very beginning, I was very shy and like kind of iffy about it, but yeah, you feel it. Yeah. It's not the easiest thing to do. I appreciate you, Annie. I will, yeah, but I do plan on using Tailwind and like all the latest frameworks eventually once I get the foundations. You know what I mean? I don't know. This isn't really giving me the inspiration that I wanted, but it's okay. It's not okay. Hold on. You know what we could do is we could make the add button like a little plus or something. The one that have button in the content appear. Which project, Marie? Was it the restaurant? Was it the restaurant page? Or the tic-tac-toe? I forgot which one you were here for. But I've got the restaurant page on my GitHub. Yeah. I just forget exactly which one you wanted to see. But I can send you the GitHub for it, the repo. Here, you know what? I'll just send you I'll just put my GitHub in the chat. You can, yeah, there you go. Go crazy. Yeah, no worries, no worries. I should also, yeah, I should have like a command for that, maybe. Like a Nightbot command. I could actually add that really right now. Nightbot. GitHub. Let's just do that. There. Now you can do exclamation mark GitHub to get my GitHub link. Okay. I'm going to continue the CSS, Marie. I'm just thinking about how I want to style the button here. Okay, so first things first, let's get rid of the button, default button styling, right? So we'll say border, none, outline, none, appearance, none, and then background, none. Or background and none. There we go. So it's just empty. Yo, what's up, Roland? How's it going? Appreciate seeing you back here. We're doing we got the local storage working for the to-do project, so now we're doing styling, which is going to be fantastic. I'm just thinking about how I want to make the to-do button look here. Like maybe I want to do like something like this. Maybe like a blue capsule button with like a little plus sign. What appearance? I think appearance gets rid of... Okay, so if I get rid of the appearance... Okay, maybe it actually doesn't do anything. I thought maybe it did. But I think appearance gets rid of the... See how it's like kind of gray with the... let me zoom in. Oh wait, that's not the right... See how it's kind of like gray with that rounded outline? I think the appearance gets rid of that. But I could also be wrong too. I don't think it really matters exactly how you approach it. But that works too. Border, outline, and background, none does the same thing. I'm also brand new to this too, so I'm kind of learning alongside. Okay, so we just want to clear the button, and then what is the button? Add project button. So... we actually probably add some default styles for the button first, right? Do you also want to come up with like a color scheme for this? For this website? Color palette website. Let's see. Just some colors to have, right? Like 4 colors. Because I don't want to do it all in black and white again. I kind of want to add some color. Ocean breeze looks fun. Or maybe even serene blue. I don't know. We could even just do these 3 blue colors. So we could do like call light. Try something green? Okay, I'll do green. What about this cozy green garden here? Or earthy tones. Okay, what about AI here? Oh no, I didn't. It's gonna make me pay. Let's just do green. Okay, here we go. Earthy forest hues. Those are cool. I only want to choose like 3 colors, I think. Like a dark, a medium, and a light color. Maybe. The second one looks good? Yeah, here. Okay. So let's do this as the light. And then we'll do call medium. I can also add more if I want more, right? Maybe I do this one as the medium. Or no, like this one. And call dark. And then we want to set the default color to dark for all of them instead of black, right? For all of the elements. Okay, so now it's like a dark green. We'll also do a background color for the body of the lighter color, like this. So there we go. And then we'll do, for the button, we'll do a background color of the medium color. Okay, maybe that's a little hard to see. Maybe I'll add a fourth one. I'll add this guy. Call light med, maybe. I don't know what to call these. Pretty bad naming scheme. I could also do green. And then green. And then dark green. Python? No, this is CSS. But I programmed the logic for the website in TypeScript. Yeah, TypeScript. I should probably also have like a stack command too. TypeScript for the back, like not the back end, but the logic, and then HTML, CSS, vanilla for styling and structure. Yeah, pretty simple stuff. Color light green. That's better. That looks nicer. Okay, and then we'll do the font size to REM maybe. It's a little big. 1.5. There we go. Yeah. IO Sevka for the font. I'll take a look, Roland. Let me check that out. I'm totally open to that. Let's see. Font. Ooh, that looks cool. I like that. All right, let's use it. I need to get it as. I'm just thinking about the best way. Is this on Google Fonts or something? Or can I get it? I'm just thinking about the best way to get it. Oh, it's a C. I can get it on CDN. Okay, so let's import the font face here. Can I import like all of the? Hey Marie, we can do multiple fonts here. I could add. I'm also gonna give you the source code after, so if you want to change it, you can. The only thing is I want all the font types, right? I don't want to just load in. Oh wait, I can actually select multiple. Oh, that's a pain in the ass. I want all the weights, right? And the italic. You got the font for everything on your system? Right on. You know what we might do? We'll just copy this and then put it in its own style sheet. So what was it called? Iosevka? This is probably like not the kosher way of doing this, but and then we'll add the import to here. Font, CSS font. Sure. Okay, then we'll just add that to our GitHub. Source/styles. Git commit. Add Iosevka font. Good. Good. And then now we actually need to put it here. So we'll leave these defaults as the backups, but I'll do that. Ooh, looks fancy. Although, why is the... I wonder if it's only importing the final declaration here. Oh no, it's because they're all italicized. Oh shoot. I need to add the non-italicized ones too. Font style normal. Yeah, it's not supposed to be italic. I know that. Okay, what about now? There we go. It's supposed to look like that? Or is that wrong? I'm assuming this is the right font, right? Yeah, okay, perfect. Cool, cool, cool. I'm just using the CDN, right? So I have, this is probably like, again, dog shit way of importing the font. Like I could probably have like a WAF file and then put it in here, but I'm lazy. So this works. Let's just update that. Pretty much Scoldinful. So basically we're following the Odin Project. So we're basically doing front end first and then back end. So yeah, the full stack path. So once I learn the basic frameworks like React, Node, and then maybe some like, well, I already know SQL because I use it for my job. But like once I get that stuff under my belt, then I'm going to expand and grow. Maybe learn some more back-end languages like Golang or Python for like Django or something like that. I don't know. I don't know where we're going to go with it, honestly. I'm just kind of taking it day by day. So, alrighty. Let's get back to it. I don't know why the font for the button is not working. Oh, the font works here. Interesting. Okay, maybe I don't want to make this just for the... Yeah, I don't know why the font for the buttons aren't updating. Is the font changing here? Maybe not. No. Font family. Maybe it's something with the. Oh, what's my current job? Roland, I work in IT. I'm a tier 2 IT technician. I'm not gonna say like exactly what industry, but it's not. It's public sector. So like I kind of tangentially work for the government, sort of. Yeah, right on. It's a good job. It's a good job. It's secure. It's safe, but it's kind of boring, honestly. At least for me. I don't know. It's also work from home, which is really nice. So yeah, I'm gonna debug the font in a minute. Yo, Rengel, I appreciate you. Or Regen L, I don't know how to say your name. Really resonate with yourself. Yeah, exactly. Hope you have a great day as well. Yeah, that's all that matters, exactly. I get a stable paycheck. But, yeah. It's, well, I don't know. It's not as technical as I would have liked. Like it's good. Like I could sit in this job for like 10 years or whatever and be fine. I do not have certs actually. I kind of so this was an interesting. I'll kind of tell you my story about how I got this job. So 2 years ago I was an intern at this place at my company. I'll just say that just to not give anything away. I was an intern, like a student co-op. If you go to look for another job, I can give you that job. Yeah, right on. It's in Canada, though. You need to actually. It's in my province specifically. Anyway, so yeah, so I had an internship one summer as an IT student, and then I really impressed my boss because I worked a lot with Power BI, which is like it's like a Microsoft dashboarding thing app. It's kind of like, imagine Excel mixed with PowerPoint on steroids. So it's that. And then I did that, and then I kind of kept in contact with my old boss throughout my second year in my computer science degree. And he really liked what I did, and then he's like, yo, I want to like get you on a contract after you're done school. And I was like, okay, bet. So as soon as I finished school, he brought me in on a contract as a tier 2 tech, and I've been there ever since, and that was May of last year. So yeah. And then he funny enough, that boss, it's similar to data analyst. It's similar. It's kind of like data analyst mixed with systems administrator. Yeah, it makes some dashboards, exactly. But I also do other stuff because our agency is small. I wear a few hats. Like I do a bit of help desk. I do a bit of dashboarding. I do a bit of systems administration, like through Intune, specifically for like patching applications. So I write some queries and manage some scripts, like PowerShell scripts and stuff like that. And a lot of my job also is just communicating with vendors and stuff like that. Yeah, it's kind of a lot of things because we're a small agency. Like my IT department is small. Like I'll just say that I'm one of 3 tier 2 techs. So there's not many of us. So we all kind of have to do everything. Tier 2. So they're like in IT, it's like lingo for like tiers. So like tier 1 is like help desk, IT support, like on the phone kind of thing. So like I need a new mouse, my internet's not working, like basic things like that. Tier 2 is a little bit more involved. You do some more systems administration, maybe some data analyst stuff. Like there's multiple things that can go in tier 2. And then tier 3 is like data architect, systems architect, other things like that. I don't know. We only have one tier 3 guy. And he's like 45. He's like 20 years older than me. So, and then there's my boss. He's like middle manager. So a lot of my job as well is communicating with vendors and other employees. How many layers? Oh no, just 3 layers. At least at my agency, there's tier 1, tier 2, through tier 3, and then there's the boss, like the IT manager. And then above him is like the CEO, basically, or the CTO. Although our company doesn't have a CTO. It's just the CEO. So like I'm technically 3 levels away from the top. So it's like me, then tier 3, then IT manager, then CEO. So yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to say what industry because that might be sketchy. I don't want to like say where I work because it's actually super confidential. But it's nothing like crazy. It's just confidential. Like I don't work for I'm not in control of like missiles or anything like that. It's nothing related to that. So, but it's related to the government. And Canadian government jobs pay decent. At least compared to American government. I don't know. I know that government sector in the States is a lot less. Yeah, they're watching. They probably are, honestly. Although actually now knowing like my boss is funny. Anyway, he's IT people are not CS people. That's all I'll say. They're not the same ilk. So like for instance, I'm the only person in the entire department that knows how to code, which is kind of crazy actually. Like the tier 3 guy can do some scripting and like PowerShell, but like he usually asks me for help, which is kind of funny. He has before. Okay, what am I doing? I need the font to work. So the font's not working fully because these buttons aren't working. I don't know why. Because this should apply the font family to everything, right? Although maybe the button font is, so if I do appearance, none. No, maybe that doesn't change anything. Font family inherit, maybe? There we go. Does my company accept foreign intern? Unfortunately not, Marie. My company is province only. So like Canada has provinces, and then so the agency is only the sector of the government that you're about to make your coffee and lock in, right on, Roland. The sector that my agency is, it's province only. So not even people from outside of the province can join, unfortunately. But if you live in Canada and live in my province, then I mean, you could probably take a good guess at where I live, but like my province, but I'm not gonna say it. Okay. So we've got the text here. Let's make this interesting. Let's do maybe. So the header's got. Okay, let's add like a gap. Yeah, I know it's unfortunate. And then we'll add like text in here, like maybe like a plus. Can you make background none for forum? It doesn't make the background body background disappear. Do I watch Trailer Park Boys? No, but I've heard of it. I don't know. It's kind of like, it's a little bit. That's fair, Roland. Are you like in the States or something? Because it depends. Like some Americans know a lot about Canada, but some don't. Yeah, I probably should. It's kind of like the situation where like, if it's, oh, you're in Texas, right on. Yeah, it's kind of the situation where like Trailer Park Boys, I think, is bigger in the States than it is in Canada. Although it does have a following here, but it's kind of like it's like a caricature of Canadians, I guess. It's based out in Nova Scotia, which is on the East Coast. What's it called? Like Sunnyvale or something? Yeah, it's good stuff. Okay. So let's add some padding to this. Yeah. Classic, yeah. Let's see. So up and down, we'll do 0.5 rem and then like 2. And then we'll make the corners rounded, maybe. Border radius, something like that. Maybe 1. That's cool. And we'll add a border to it. I could also do a solid box shadow kind of style, something like this. Or no, 0.5, 0, yeah, 0, 0.5, or 0, 0, and then the color is like green, maybe? Oh no, it's the wrong way. Something like that. Good luck. Sounds good. Good luck to you too, yeah. I hope everything goes out well for you, or goes well. And then we can like add an animation when we click this, right? So we can get rid of that box shadow. Active, hover. Make the shadow 0.2, 0.5. Okay. I'll do 0.25. Something like that. I could do that. I don't know, I kind of like the look of it just kind of like below though. Whoops. But either one's fine. You can play around in my source code once I upload this. And then I'm going to get rid of the box shadow. Although I want the button to like move down, right? I don't want that to just disappear. I want the button to shift down. Can I do that? I think I can. I think I can just add like a margin top, right? Of like, yeah, like this, see? There we go. That looks alright. Although that moves this down too, doesn't it? Okay, well that we can fix that. We can fix that. Because the positioning of the form is, we need to make this fixed. Right? So we can screw around with the position of this form. So let's make the position fixed. Then how do we center it though? I want to be able to center it. Let's go here. Fixed position center. Oh, okay, I could do that. We could do top 50%, left 50%. Maybe. Top, actually maybe like 25%. Left 50%. Oh, that's even worse. Okay. Bruh. I think it's because the origin point for the form is in the top left corner, right? So this top left corner, we need to make this position centered, right? So the origin point is here, but we want the origin, yeah, that's exactly what it is, Skolden. Oh, I can do it. Maybe this? I think this transform might work. Haha, there we go. Okay, that fixed it. Alright, so the transform worked. So now it should be in the middle. And then, yeah, so even if we have multiple... Yeah, so this is like, obviously, I need to fix the UI for the projects. Okay, but that's fine. So we'll do the form first. So now how do we want the form to look? I'm thinking kind of having the actual inputs on separate lines, right? So let's start with the actual padding here. Let's do like a... Okay, well, first of all, let's get rid of the background color. Let's make the background color like light green, maybe. And then padding like 2 rem on either side. And then border radius of like maybe 1. Something like that. Then we can do the box shadow trick that we did before. Oh wait, not dark green, just med green. There we go. It's kind of a cool looking form. Okay, well now obviously the buttons are a little bit fucked here. So earthy forest hues. So then we need the backgrounds of the buttons, of these buttons, to be Submit project button, cancel project button. Background color is... Now the text is kind of hard to read. We'll make the font weight to be bold. And then we'll do some padding on that guy. Padding. I could actually probably add this to the button default. Did I really read all the Odin instructions? You got bored because it started from 0 level? Okay, this is how I would do it. I did read all of them. However, if you feel like it's something you can... Actually, you know what? I'm just going to get rid of this. Hold on. Sorry. I have two trains of thought going at once. I think it's worth reading, but you can skim it. I think it's worth skimming. And then just to kind of take it in. But yeah, you don't have to read it in detail if it's stuff you already know. But watching the YouTube tutorial, the only thing with reading, at least for me, it depends on how you learn, but I find reading to be more effective than watching a video. But if you learn by watching videos, then that's like 100% valid too, right? So you can do that as well. Okay, so let's add some, let's say font size is like 1.25. Actually, we probably, for the whole form, make the font size 1.25, right? Okay, and then that didn't somehow translate to the buttons. There we go. Okay. Too many to read, yeah. I mean, the other thing too is if English isn't your first language, I get it. I get it. Okay, so let's add some padding. 0.25 and then 1. Sure. I also need to add a flex box to the form. Yeah, continue with it, Marie. And honestly, skim the parts that you think you understand, and if you don't understand a certain part, you can also seek other resources to learn it, like whether it's watching YouTube videos or whatever. And then I think the most important thing about the Odin project is honestly the project's assignments, right? I think those are the most valuable things to do. Like go into this to-do project completely blind and then like figure it out, you know what I mean? I don't know, at least in my opinion, that's yeah, exactly. Okay, so you know what I'm gonna do? I don't like the background color being that. I might just make a border. 0.125. solid, and then bar med green. Could even do dark green borders like this. It's easy to get stuck in tutorial hell. Exactly. Exactly. 100%. I mean, I remember when I was first learning how to code when I was like 10 or like 11, like at the very beginning. I literally just followed like game maker tutorials, like verbatim, because I wanted to make I wanted to be a game developer when I was like in grade 7 or something, grade 6. But then I realized that I was, just an 11-year-old kid that didn't know anything about the world. But I was stuck in tutorial hell for like a year. But eventually, like I did enough grinding tutorials that like I had enough knowledge to hack together. What did I make? I made like a space shooter, a little like it was like a side-scrolling space shooter, and then there was a little spaceship that could go up and down and fire bullets at enemies that would come from the other side. And I made that completely on my own, and that was like the first project I ever did. And then that taught me a lot about just coding in general and like basic logic, like control flow and stuff like that. And this, like, the thing is, like, CSS here, this is not, I wouldn't consider CSS coding. I would say it's like formatting, really, with text, because it's not a coding, it's not a Turing complete language. Yeah, at 11 years old, I was I was a eager little kid, although that would be like 15 years ago now. So this is like back in like the early 2010s, like kind of dark ages a little bit. And it was on the family computer because I didn't have my own computer. It was like we had an iMac computer in the living room, and I would just sit at that computer on this like really uncomfortable kitchen chair for hours, like grinding out Game Maker 8. Good. Those were the good old days. I couldn't wait to get home from school because I wanted to add like an object to my game or something like that. And that's kind of like where the love of programming started for me. So yeah. Oh wait, but I don't want it to look like that. Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, you could say it's impressive, but I don't know. It was kind of easy, at least at the beginning. Okay, let me see. Let me wrap this in a div. Oh wait, that's not the right. Okay, that's what I want. Okay. And then we'll do like a gap of like this. Oh wait, this is now infringing on. I need a margin as well. Margin top of like. Although maybe I could just shift this down because it's a fixed position, so I'll do like 30%. There we go. Wait, how did I do what, Marie? The gap between the elements here? Block the code? Oh, it's so this is why I love VS Code. So in VS Code, you can highlight code. Like, so let's say I have this and I want to put this in its own div. I can do Command-Shift-P and then emit wrap with abbreviation. And then I could type any emit. Like let's say I wanted to do a div. I could just do that. I could just type a dot and then it'll wrap all that code in a div. And then I could name it like some class, and then it would add the class there, right? That's why I like VS Code. For this one reason. It makes HTML way less of a hassle. Yeah. Okay. So let's do the buttons. I'm gonna do the buttons, and then I'll fix the text boxes. New day, new thing to learn. Exactly. Well, you can learn stuff by coming to my stream. Honestly, innovation, not as much as you would think. The programming part, yes. Like, understanding the logic and, like, how to actually, like, what needs to be done in the code, like, for TypeScript is easy, relatively. But learning, like, how TypeScript works, how its typing system works, how HTML and CSS work, how styling works, what good layouts are, actually producing projects and walking through that project cycle is brand new to me. If that makes any sense. Like, I wrote this, like, I kind of just dove into TypeScript pretty blind, and I think I've picked up a decent grasp on it in like 2 weeks or so. Where did I learn TypeScript? I just kind of learned it. I already knew how to code, Vishnu. Like, I already kind of had programming experience, like with Python and stuff like that, and I just kind of dove into it, and I used the documentation. Like, I used the TypeScript handbook. This was really helpful. I still use this as a reference if there's something that I don't understand. But we did all the TypeScript logic for the to-do app. Like, the to-do app is feature complete. We're just styling it. So, like, I can actually add to-dos. Like, I can do, like, test. This is a to-do project. And then I can submit it. And then I can add, like, an item to it. And then I can say, like, item 1. And then I can, like, change its priority and do that. And then if I refresh the page, it stays. So the app is feature complete. I just am making it look pretty. So does Odin teach TypeScript? Not directly. Odin teaches JavaScript. Yeah, Skolden, I save it to local storage. That's the spec right here. It's just local storage. I'll probably work with a database eventually, like when I get into the backend lessons, but for right now it's just local storage. Does Odin teach TypeScript? Let me go back. No, it teaches JavaScript, but I'm learning TypeScript instead of JavaScript because JavaScript isn't type safe, and I find that JavaScript can be such a pain in the ass to work with. Being dynamically typed, and then you get so many weird errors. And TypeScript, while it takes longer sometimes to debug, usually once you're done debugging, there's no weird cryptic type errors that come out of nowhere and catch you off guard, right? So that's kind of why I'm learning TypeScript. Also, it's more relevant for the industry. Yeah, JavaScript's very annoying. Exactly. Yeah, exactly, Skolden. Exactly. And I knew that too, because like I had basic knowledge of like what web dev technologies to learn. Did I actually know them? No, but you know. Yeah, exactly. Because like you could get really good at JavaScript, but like, you know, again, it's not what employers want. Employers would want you to know TypeScript. Can you share your LinkedIn so I can follow you? Okay, so Vishnu, I don't share my LinkedIn publicly, but I can give you my GitHub and my Discord. So the Discord is a server where we kind of hang out and stuff. It's not really finished yet, but you can learn more about me and my community by joining that. If it actually works, I don't know if it'll work. If Nightbot, maybe I put them too close together. Is Nightbot gonna wake up? I don't know. Maybe not. What language am I learning now? Fiddler? TypeScript, pretty much, and HTML and CSS. You're too spoiled with Rust. Can't handle JavaScript even when it's easy. Yeah, exactly. Rust is another whole entire beast innovation. There's some people in my Discord that actually. Okay, why is this not working? Can I not delete my own comment? What the hell? Maybe not. I don't know. I'm still new to this whole YouTube Nightbot business. I don't know really what's going on. Anyway, I have a Discord link in my channel bio. We have a server. So you're done with React and JavaScript. What of Bootstrap? Okay, so I haven't actually done React yet, believe it or not. Because that's next in the Odin project. I'm just kind of learning TypeScript to begin with, because I have a CS degree and I understand like programming theory and like typing and stuff like that. DC won't work, Marie. I think the command is !Discord. If Nightbot might have broken. Okay, there it goes. Okay, there we go. Nightbot woke up. Maybe I sent the links too fast. Or sent the chats too fast. I kind of am fed up with Nightbot though. I might switch the moderating bot in the chat. Because Nightbot seems to do weird shit that I can't track. I don't know. It's just the one that I knew, because like I watch. Yeah, React is easy. Yeah, exactly, Fiddler. So the idea is that I'm learning vanilla first, like vanilla JS and TS, and then I'm going to jump into React fully with an understanding of the vanilla stack. So hopefully it'll make learning React a lot less of a pain in the ass, if that makes any sense. What am I doing? I'm making a to-do app. Nation. Making a to-do app. We're finishing it up though. It's feature complete. Sorry, that was a voice crack. It's feature complete, but we're just doing styling. And I'm on a break right now, technically, because I'm doing like Pomodoro, even though it's kind of unorganized still. The relationship between browser and JavaScript to be helpful. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of like what I am learning from this too. What software do I use for timer? It's called Pomo Focus. Here, I can send a link. This is it right here. This is pomofocus.io. I don't even need to send a link. You can just see it here. But I have like an app for it that like, it's an app, but really it's just like an embedded browser that syncs with my account. So exactly, Fiddler. You're new to this community? Well, Nation, that's totally great. My community and the web dev community in general is accepting of folks from like all skill levels, honestly. Like, I was just learning HTML and CSS like a few weeks ago. Like, if you check out my earlier VODs from like 2 weeks ago, I was still doing HTML and CSS. I will admit, I am progressing faster probably than most people that are uninitiated, because I have a CS degree and I understand programming languages and CS theory. Can we join your community? Absolutely. You can join our Discord. You can join our Discord right here, where we've got like 25 members so far. But you can chat about what you're working on. We have a projects forum channel. You can talk about web development. You can ask for help. We've got a learning and help channel, which hasn't been used yet. We have a general chat. We have an introductions chat. It's still small, very small. But hopefully with more folks coming in, we can populate it and get it to be a place for beginners and advanced developers alike to chat and share knowledge. What CS theory was your favorite? Honestly, not discrete math. Discrete math was terrible. I quite enjoyed algorithms and complexity theory. So like learning about dynamic programming, greedy algorithms, maximum flow problems are really cool. Depth first search. So like kind of like data structures, algorithms, and complexity theory. That was probably my favorite. Oh, I appreciate that, Nation. I appreciate that. Vishnu, no, I work in IT. I don't actually work in software development. I want to someday, but but I appreciate that, Nation. You just joined though. Do you know about Scrimba? No, I don't know about Scrimba. What is Scrimba? Oh, is this like another like tutorial? Oh, that's interesting. Now, see, this looks legit. There was another one that someone else came in here earlier and talked about. Scrimba is insane. Yeah, I've never heard of this. But it looks like it costs money though, right? Yeah, CK. 34 Canadian per month. That's cool. I'll definitely take a look. Oh, monthly is 69 Canadian. That's cool. I'll look into that. Maybe after Odin Project. The only benefit with Odin again is it's completely free and open source, right? Yeah, no, I'll you know what I'll do? I'll pin this to my learning resources folder. So I'll have it. I'll have it saved in here so that I'll keep it in mind. Okay, so we'll keep this open. All right, let's get back to working a little bit here. Looks like the stream's kind of popping off today, guys. Like this is like quite a bit. What do I think about the Hugging Face site? Hugging Face is like something to do with AI, is it not? We'll get to. I'll look up this last thing, and then I'll get back to work here. Oh, this is cool. So you can learn about ML. That's kind of neat. I think that's cool. If you want to learn about machine learning stuff, like I took an ML theory class, and boy, oh boy, that was fun. That was like probably actually my least favorite course. It was basically applied linear algebra and calculus. Like learning about like neural networks and like the math behind it and stuff like that. That was brutal. Okay. Back to business here. So let's fix these buttons. Let's do a box shadow. Maybe that's a little much. 2.5 RAM, yeah. And then we'll do a hover effect. Whoa. And then we'll get rid of the box shadow. And then we'll transform. We'll do a margin top of 0.25. Okay, that like almost works, but the problem is it shifts the entire container down, right? Yeah, it looks kind of jank. Instead of submit, use add task. Oh, like in the text? Sure. I'll do add project. So Fiddler, how this works is we have projects, okay? And then projects are essentially cards that hold items, right? So I'll do like add project. Or create project, maybe. Something like this. Or maybe like without the plus. Okay, so I need to figure out this issue here. So if I get rid of this, or wait. Yeah, see, that looks kind of unnatural. You'd shift the individual button down. How can I do that? We do like translate or transform Y? No, translate. There's a translate Y function, right? Translate Y CSS. Yeah. Oh, transform. Ah, I see. That's how it works. That might be better. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. See now how it like syncs, like when you hover over it. Why not make the description appear on the input type? Fiddler, I fixed the one issue I was going after with the hover of the buttons here. What do you mean by make the description appear on the input type? That's my next task, is to make these look better, because these look like crap right now. But I've got the buttons looking alright. I actually might make these, although that won't be visible, will it? Oh no, it will be. Sure. Okay, so now let's style the inputs. So I want the inputs to be aligned below the labels, right? So thankfully what I did is I separated each into a form field. So I can do form field, and then I can do display flex and flex direction column, like that. That looks better. See, now this looks a little nicer. And then we need to figure out the background. So we'll do, what do I call this? The label for project title, project description. I want these to maybe be, I could leave them as is now. Let's do the input types. So we'll do project title. I think it's an ID, right? Yeah. Input project title. We'll do the background color of the light color. Does that not work? Oh yeah, I know styling inputs is temperamental, so let me figure that out. Advanced form styling. Might actually just make this like this. Okay, that's better. Give them a little border radius. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm also gonna make the font size bigger. And some padding as well, right? We want to get rid of the outline. Outline, none. Or border, none. Because I think there's a weird border happening, right? Yeah, okay, get rid of the border. Yeah, I'm going to remove the borders, Nation. That's my goal. Although I need to change the focus styling as well. So I'll do padding, maybe like 0.25 on the top and then like 0.5 on the sides. Yeah, that looks alright. That looks good. Now I need to get the font to work. So we'll do input. We'll do the defaults for the input up here, actually. Font family, inherit, font size. Actually, we'll just leave it. Okay, so now the font family is working. And then same with text area. Okay, cool. The other thing I think I want to do as well is I've limited the description to 500 characters, and I'd like to have a little counter somewhere for the characters, which we'll get to that at some point. Okay, so let's just do the you do the focus as well. Let's get rid of the border for focusing. Outline. There we go. You can give it a little outline, I guess. When you hover around the inputs, that's what I did here. So input, so for the input, right, we do the CSS pseudo class for focus, and then it removes the blue. See, when I click it? So if I get rid of this, the blue is back, right? Because it has a default of a blue outline on when it's focused. I still think I want that outline, I just don't want it to be blue. So we'll also do a border radius here as well. Maybe 0.5. There, see, now it's got a bit of roundedness to it here. I think the title is limited. Let's limit the max length to, like, how long should a title be? Maybe 50 characters. Yeah, there we go. It's probably a little long. I could probably make it like 30. But we'll stick with 50 for now. It's fine. Okay. And of course the description isn't changing because the description is a text area element, which is a different it's a different element, right? It's not an input, it's a text area. So now let's add a border of like 0.125 rem, solid, and then dark green. Yeah, so now when you focus, it does that. Maybe actually make that the outline. There, see? Nice. We can add a bit of a gap in the form field. So we'll do like a gap of a little bit of a gap there. Maybe 2.5. There we go. Looks nice. Okay, let's do the description. So we'll do text area. I think this is the only text area in the entire thing. So we can just do that down here. Love the color combo. I appreciate that. I got it. I stole it from a website, Nation. I stole it from a color combination website. You're actually going to start with Odin tomorrow just to refresh everything, but how does it work? Do you need to clone their GitHub projects or do you just create one for yourself? So Yes, Skolden, it tells you what you need to do in every, like for example, for these projects, you create your own GitHub project. Like this is my own, for any of the projects, you create your own GitHub repo for it. So this is like my GitHub repo. But for some of them, like there's some exercises where you have to clone theirs, like, and it'll tell you all of those instructions within the lesson itself, right? So, like for example, if I go back to the dashboard and then I go to the foundations and I go to like here, or not inspecting, block and inline. Yeah, see, it's like do the exercises in our CSS exercises repository and then you clone it. Yeah, no worries, no worries. You probably already have a link to it, but here's a link. You can do !Odin, and then just get a link to the Odin project if Nightbot decides to wake up. Dude, Fiddler, I'd love to check it out. If you could post it in our Discord, we have a project sharing channel. Oh yeah, no worries, Golden. We have a project sharing channel where you can create a forum post and share your e-commerce website. I may also do, if there's enough community demand, I might do like a project review. Like I could share your project on stream. I don't know if you guys would be interested in that, but I could like have a queue up of people's projects and then I could go through them on stream and give my feedback, even though you don't have to listen to me because like what do I know? But I could do it for visibility for everybody else. Maybe in the future. But Fiddler, start with putting it in the Discord. It should be you should see it. It's the little gear icon and then projects. But yeah, you can make a post. There's some posting guidelines like no low effort post, stuff like that, but I mean it's pretty open-ended. But yeah. I will absolutely check out anything anyone posts in there, by the way, personally. I'm learning or getting a job. Rami, I'm learning currently. I already do have a job. I work in IT. Okay, so what do we want to do here? We want the background to be this. Then we want to get rid of the outline and the border. And we want the padding to be, okay, so font size 1.25, padding 0.25, maybe 0.5 on all sides. And then a border radius of 0.5 as well. Whoa, there we go. Okay, let's move that down a little bit. Do like 40, 35. That looks good. Okay. And then we can do the focus effect as well. Nice. So now that looks pretty good, guys. I don't know what you think, but I think this looks pretty decent. For the form for creating projects. So we can do like my project. This is a test. Then we can create the project and then here it is. So we obviously need to we need to format the project interface a little bit, but yeah. Okay, so we need to fix this a little bit here, but we can get to that. We can get to that point. Well, we're getting more people in the Discord. That's awesome. Very fun. Okay, so let's do the so I think the form is done. I think this is fine. We'll also add a little character counter because I did limit the description to 500 characters. We can get that character counter implemented at some point, but we'll probably do that at the very end. So I'll just create a test project, testing lorem ipsum. Actually, you know what? I'm going to generate some lorem text here. And then copy this. Paste it in here. Okay, so we need to obviously style this to look better. So we'll keep that as a template so we can style our project. Maybe add some items as well. Actually, no, we'll leave it like this. So what do I call that anyway? I forget the name of the project display. Oh, it's just a div element. I need to class list add project. Okay, so it's just dot project. Okay, I see. Wait, am I changing the content either? Yeah, project container. What's probably the first thing we should start with? Let's do flexbox. And then gap of like 2 rem or something like that. So then we add a new project. It should, yeah, okay. We should also probably have, okay, so this is another issue. Need to fix that. We need to do actually, I should probably just add this to this. Okay, that's good. I also need to make the min length to be like 2 or something, or like 1. It doesn't need a description, but it needs a title. So this should now prevent me from, oh no, it doesn't. Oh, you know what I can do? Just have a default in there. There we go. So now either way it'll have a title. Or it should anyway. Maybe it got cleared somehow. So if we do the required, I'll figure out the title logic later. I just want to make it so that the title is mandatory, but I could do that after. That's fine. Copy this. Oh, I actually can't. We also, you know what I didn't think about? We need a way to edit the project, like the title and the description once you add it. And then that needs to bring up that form again. Okay, so we'll add that feature after, but I'll just get the basic styling in. Okay, so that's fine. So we'll make this like a max width or we'll say width is the min of 50% or like 80 characters or something. There we go. That's a little better. So then now the width should, yeah. That looks good. Okay, let's, what do we want to do now? Oh yeah, we should add like maybe a margin. Did that not add a margin? What the hell? It should have. Oh yeah, it did, but it didn't really. Oh, okay. I just needed it to be bigger. That's fine. Okay. So let's do like a background padding. Background color of the light green, right? Although that fucks up the buttons a little bit, but that's okay. I gotta go here soon, guys, so I'll do another session. I'll take one more break and then do another session, and then I'll head out. Okay. Yeah, we're taking a break. If you haven't already, join the Discord. I'm just gonna do this instead of the command, because Nightbot seems to suck ass. If you want to join the Discord, you totally don't have to, but it's kind of going to be a space where we can talk about web development, share projects, stuff like that. If you want, you can introduce yourself in the introductions channel. You can do all that kind of stuff. So yeah. I'm also thinking of maybe not having this. I could just do this like this. I don't even need a background color. I could just do I'm gonna do a border of 0.25 solid and then like green, right? Something like this. That might look better. And then I can add a border radius as well. Maybe 1. Cool. Am I using a framework, SCX? No, I am not. This is vanilla TypeScript, JavaScript TypeScript. I will learn a framework eventually, though. That's the plan. So yeah. I think I also need to, as I said before, I need to make a button to edit the project title and description, right? But I'll do that probably tomorrow, because I want to focus on styling for the rest of today's stream. Methinks. So, yeah. My mouse is charging. I just got to take that out. Which ones am I going to learn? I'm going to start learning React and Node. I think I'm just going to do the basic, like, React and Node stack to begin. And then from there, I don't know what I'm going to learn, honestly. I kind of want to learn Svelte as well. I heard that was a good one. That was a good front-end framework. I don't know. Maybe you guys have different opinions. I just know I know a buddy who used Svelte and said he liked it. So, React is fire. Also uses Learn. Right on. Yeah, that's true. So like in the Odin Project SCX, I'm in a JavaScript course, so I'm doing JavaScript. Although I'm doing TypeScript because I want to push it a little bit. But then after that, we do a little bit of advanced HTML, CSS, and then we jump into React right here. So, oh, way less TS code, exactly. However, I will say SCX, doing it the vanilla way, teaches you a lot about how the DOM works and about controlling state and stuff like that. Do you learn C or Python? In this course, no, but I do know some C and Python from my degree. I have a computer science degree, believe it or not, but I never learned web development. My CS degree was a lot more math heavy than it was like math and theory. It wasn't really like it wasn't like a boot camp or anything like that. It was very academic. So I never actually learned any like web development or any sort of frameworks or anything like that. So that's why I'm doing this. So if you're new here and you want to watch me learn more web development in public, feel free to drop a sub, because I stream 5 to 6 times a week. Although sometimes I take breaks too. Like next weekend, I'm not going to be streaming because I'll be out of town. But most days I stream. Oh, perfect, Fiddler. I'll check it out after the stream's over. But I appreciate you posting it. Okay, so I'm gonna do one more 25-minute session, and then I'm gonna head out for today. Because I have things to do in my real life, unfortunately. Because I have to get prepared for supper and all that. Thank you. I appreciate the good luck. Good luck on your journey as well. Hup. Okay, let's fix this here. Okay, so we need to add, I think, classes to these guys. So we'll do project title div.add class lists. We're just going to add some classes to make the styling a little easier. add item button. Project add item button. Project delete button. Delete. Okay, that's good. So now we have some selectors. And then so now we'll do project title. Font size of 1.5. I think that's good. And for the project as well, I think I'm going to make this. I also want to put the. I also want to add a modify. I don't know. We'll come up with it. Because I want to be able to modify this description and the title as well if needed, right? So we'll come up with a way to do that next stream. But I'll just focus on styling. We'll do flexbox again, because I like it. Okay, but that fucks the buttons a little bit. I don't want it to grow. Maybe I can put those in their own divs, right? I can actually probably do that. Let project buttons or settings. And then I need to add the delete button to that div. Okay, that's a little better. Now I need to fix this add item situation as well. We'll do like a gap as well between everything. Maybe a little bit more of a gap. Okay. And then font weight. Bold. And then we'll do project add item button width fit content. There we go. And then I also want to change the inputs for the items too. So item div element. I need to add a class to this too. Item project item. Project item container. We have the title, we have the due date, we have the priority. Item title. And then we'll do that here as well. Item due date. item completed. And then a delete button as well. Okay. It's kind of a hassle, but it's the only way I think it can be done, unfortunately, with vanilla. Which is why people made frameworks. I totally understand that now. Okay, so let's, is it a browser extension? Here, it's, palmafocus.io. It's just well, that should be a link. Let me actually edit that. Can I edit that? Let me see. https:// Does that work as a link? Yes. Okay. Yeah, there you go. That is the Pomodoro app I use. It's free. It's just a website. So I just have a browser window open with a, for OBS, it just kind of selects the browser window. Hub. Okay. So for the delete project button, I probably want to do a very similar thing to this, right? Project delete button. Doesn't do the hover though. Oh, because of didn't add the pseudo class. That's the problem. Okay. And I'll do the add as well. Project add item button. Project add item button hover. Okay, that looks good. Yeah. Sure. Okay, now I need to format these list items to look not terrible. So could also add a border to this too. There. That looks decent. Oh, and then I want to make the font weight bold as well. Or maybe like yeah. Okay. Okay. Now we want the input for the project item. Well, what did I call it? Item title. Font size 1. I want it to be smaller. Maybe like, or you know what I can do actually? So I can do item, what was it? Item container? Project item container. Make everything a little bigger. Although it's gonna fight me here. So input, interesting. That looks a little large. There we go. Let's just keep it at that. And then I actually probably can do, and then I'll do a display flex. Or I could actually probably, do I want to do this as a flex or a grid? Because, like, I don't know how to make the list items. First of all, we can add some padding to this guy. Top and bottom. Oh no, not that. Sorry. It was project item list, was it not? Oh wait, and then this needs to be... This needs to be... Needs to be an LI. Okay, that's better. That was part of my problem. Okay, then we'll do... something like this, maybe. What? Oh, that's broken. Okay. That looks like ass. But we can flexbox that, so that's fine. It should have form field. Oh no, not the form. That's not what I want. The project items list. It should have padding to it. Items list. That's why. Okay. Fixed it. And then in here we want to... There, now it's a little better. So I think... How do I make these list items look decent? I don't know. Project item container, but this, see, now the font size looks screwed up again. Item title. Yeah. Project title and then project. First time here, and I'm self-taught dev as well. Do you want to collaborate on a project? Maybe sometime, Hacks. Not right now, only because I'm still learning. But if you want to ask the Discord if anyone wants to collaborate on a project, you can join my Discord and ask them, and see if anyone in my community wants to join. Jose, turn them all into small cards and use hierarchy. For the list items, I could do that. I could turn the list items into cards as well. You make a good point. Yeah, you should see the link just above. Yeah, I can make these look better. Have you thought about tech stacks? Yeah, Hacks. So I'm following the Odin Project, which is taking you through. It takes you right from the beginning, like HTML, CSS, JavaScript. I'm using TypeScript though. Then you gain those fundamentals, right? So you work with vanilla stack, right? And then once you're really good with vanilla stack and you've built some things with vanilla, then you can go into React with a lot of background, right? So if on the dashboard for the Odin project, eventually you get to learning React and Node.js, right? Which is like the beginner stack kind of for web development. So I'm going to be doing that eventually, although this to-do project alone has taken me probably like 2.5 streams so far. So like probably like 8 hours worth of work. But you know, I'm still learning, so it's humble beginnings. But you know what? You can follow my channel or subscribe, and I go live 5-ish nights a week or days. Usually on weeknights I go live in the evenings, and then on weekends I go live in the afternoons. And I document every step of the way. So we can kind of the whole idea is that we can kind of like motivate each other to work, and kind of motivates me to work too, because I have you guys to talk to and rely on, right? So it's kind of fun like that. Okay, sorry, I'm getting distracted here. So I want to make these list items cards. So I don't know like the best way to make that look good though. So I want to make them look good, but I don't know how I should go about that. I mean, I could start just by adding like a border to them, right? Like I could separate each list item out more, and add like a border. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, let's do that then. I was in the process of doing that. So actually, let's get rid of the... So the project item container is the... Just for clarity, it's the... I know the styling's screwed up, but just bear with me. It's this here. Just above it. Yeah. I don't know why this is... form element should have an ID name. Oh, because it's ID. Okay. Yeah, I need to do that. That's true, because these are inputs. I should add, instead of classes, I should add them as... I should add IDs to those instead. That's a good thing to consider. How do you add an ID to... Is it just .id? I can just do that. For the input elements, yeah, let's do that. .id. Input, select as well. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place here, guys. I apologize. Item priority, element, yeah, so make this an ID. And then the checkbox can be an ID as well. And we're not interfacing with any sort of API, so it's not a big deal. What's the problem now? Duplicate form field ID. Duplicate form field ID in the same form. Oh. Maybe because there's multiple LIs? Yeah, that's why. Okay. I don't really care. I don't really care. It's not an error, it's just like a warning. It's because instead of... So for modifying like the list items... okay, so now see... Okay, so now we cause trouble here. So let's just do... Instead of creating a form to modify the list items, I just made them directly modifiable. And then if I refresh the page, that should stay persistent. Yeah. And I also have, for anyone new here, I have a GitHub as well where I put all of my code, so you can play with it later if you want. It's the same name as my YouTube channel, and there's a link in my channel bio as well. Okay, let's get rid of the list style none. Yeah. Get rid of the bullets. Okay, so we'll padding, like we'll add like maybe, then we'll do like a border. Okay, so now we got some list items with a border. Maybe we make the border a little thinner than the outside one, all right? And then there's their gap too, yeah. Okay, so see, now we're cooking a little bit here, right? Although I need to fix the styling within the project item container. So I'm thinking about doing it as, should I do it as flex or grid? I don't know. Because I kind of want to have like the, maybe the delete item button on like a new line. Right? And also the select styling is borked as well. I need to do that. There we go. So yeah. So I think we have like the list item and then the year, the date selector. And then we need to have labels for these too though, right? So I don't know how best to do that. Let me see. Let's see what like let's like Kanban board item layout or like layout, like UI, because it's kind of like what I'm doing. It's not quite a Kanban board, but it's similar. Right, like it's got. This is kind of hard to see. Open image in new tab. Yeah, so we got like the title, and then we've got like the priority. Although I'd like to like ideally have. Yeah, I don't know. So you have no other experience? Okay, so Giannis, I have a computer science degree, so I have a lot of experience with programming, like theoretical programming. And like when I say theoretical programming, I mean more so like computer science theory, programming theory, stuff like data structures and algorithms, stuff like that, like very academic, right? But I don't have much theory with web development, so that's why I'm kind of learning this from zero. But I honestly, the advice that I have for people that are new is just stay consistent. Like, pick a curriculum, whether it's the Odin Project or there's some other ones that some other folks mentioned earlier on in the stream. Like there's this one called Scrimba, which is cool. So you can do that. Yeah, it's totally different, Giannis. Like people have this misconception. I'll kind of go on this little spill. For now, I'll just add the changes here. I'll go on this little spill, and then I have to go. I have to unfortunately leave the stream, even though this stream has been my most popular by far. And I am appreciating everybody that's here. And if you're new, join the Discord and subscribe to see more if you're curious. Anyway, backstepping. I'm also new to this too, so bear with me. Yeah, it doesn't matter what learning resource you use. Just stay consistent and do really small things first. Like, so if you've never done HTML before, literally, I'm not kidding you, make an HTML page, like a static HTML page with just like a heading and like maybe some paragraphs, right? And then you can make like I don't know, like a very simple static blog page or something, right? And not even one that's editable. Just make that, okay? And then once you have that, then maybe learn about like how lists work in HTML and then make like a restaurant page or something. And the Odin project, the reason why I like it the most is because it's free and it's open source, and like it literally starts you from nothing. Like if you go right back to, like if I go back to the beginning, I don't know how to get back there though. All paths, here we go. So like if you start right at the beginning, like it literally tells you like, okay, how to use Git, what are text editors, how does the web work, stuff like that. And it gives you a very gentle introduction to everything. What do you mean, Jordan? Like, need to understand what array methods return a new array, which ones don't? Yeah, that's fair. Are you talking to me specifically, or because maybe I don't think. Yeah, no, you're welcome, Giannis. If you want to ask for help, like if you're ever doing something and you want to ask the community for help, like if you're stuck or something, obviously you could ask AI, or maybe you have friends or something that you that know programming, but you can also join my Discord and ask my community as well. Oh, you're testing me. To be honest, I don't know off the top of my head, Jordan. But I would look at the documentation. Like, I know, like, there's like filter, map, and reduce. Like, those are some JavaScript array methods. Yeah, it's very big in programming. That's fair. Because, okay, so like let's say if you have a function that returns a new array instead of modifying the, okay, I think my Nightbot's screwed up. Don't worry about that. Sorry, what was I gonna say? If you have a method that returns a new array, then that can screw up state, because if you're relying on the data from the original array and you don't update it with the data from the new array, it won't actually change anything, which can cause some cryptic bugs. Off the top of my head, I think filter is mutates the original, but I'm not 100% sure. I would just have to look that up. But like, for what it's worth, I don't think memorizing those granular details is super important if you understand that, like, what could happen, and then you can look at the documentation, right? Oh, does it actually return a new one? I don't know. I did not know that. That's fair. But then if you just update the original array with the one that's returned, right? Then that's how you would get around that behavior. If it causes any trouble. But again, like, I don't think getting kind of bogged down in like theory like this is super productive, only because you're kind of, then you're focused on the theory, which is great, but you're not actually like applying it necessarily, right? So it's kind of both. And, you know, as you learn more, and as I learn more, you know, I'll kind of probably come to know those granular kinds of details, right? And also learning how to debug. Like if I assume that filter modifies in place, but it doesn't, right? And then I have some weird behavior, I could be like, huh, well, maybe that's because it returns a new array, and then I can like kind of use my debugging skills to figure that out. Look at the documentation, stuff like that, right? And then refactor as needed. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents on that piece. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna leave it. Do I know anything about React? Not yet, Jordan. I'm getting there. So I'm following this curriculum, right? And where is it? Here we go. And it gets to React eventually down here. So I'm kind of just following it step by step. That's fair, Joseph. Honestly, like, if you, like, you can learn however you want to. Whatever way works for you is great. Honestly, I learn best by building things and like by tinkering. Yeah, exactly. That's also true, Hacks. That's also true. It also helps to just build projects too, because if you're implementing that theory, then you'll learn firsthand how those things work, right? Won't tell you how anything actually works. You're just remembering equations. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you mostly learned through doing. Yeah, exactly. Me too. Which is kind of like, that's kind of why I'm using TypeScript instead of JavaScript, because like I understand like programming, like principles of programming languages and like static typing and stuff like that. So I can just go to TypeScript over JavaScript because I understand like what static typing is. So I have that like programming theoretical base, right? Maybe like the library functions, like as you say, like whether filter returns a new array or mutates the original, like that kind of granular knowledge I'm not as up to speed on, but it doesn't really matter because I can learn it as I go. And it's not like I'm building the next Facebook or anything, right? Or whatever big thing. I'm literally building like a to-do project, right? Like very basic. But anyway, I've gone on too long. I have to unfortunately run. It's been over 3 hours since I was live. But I'll be live tomorrow afternoon, probably. Around the same time, so 1 to 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. So I don't know. You can convert that to your time zone. What's up, Kagi? Anyway, thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you tomorrow, I guess. I'm sorry if you just joined. Stream's about to end, but you can watch the VOD if you're curious about stuff. But anyway.